Hi class, welcome back to video lessons. This lesson is language workbook page 176, and on this page we're looking at table of contents. We've been using a table of contents throughout the year in our reading books. Several of our chapter books have used table of contents. Pilgrim Boy, Swiss Family Robinson, Secret in the Maple Tree, and even our current book, Charlotte's Web, uses a table of contents. If you look at the top, they just give you kind of a definition of table of contents. It's a list of the sections in a book. The table of contents tells the number of the first page of each section. So we find these in fiction books, like our storybooks we've been reading. We also find them in nonfiction texts, like our science book, our math work text, that also had a table of contents and listed out the chapters and sections where you would find them each page. So it is a resource, a tool that used in a variety of types of texts. Here we have they've given us a list of short stories. So this is a table of contents from a book, and they want us to get some practice using it by asking us some questions. So let's get started. Number 1 asks, on which page in the book would you find a story about sea turtles? So you're going to look through the list of stories and see if you find one that talks about sea turtles. And there's one right here close to the top. If we come down, we say, oh, there are sea turtles. Okay. Smart sea turtles. And I follow that across. I want to know what page it starts on. And here it tells us page 14. So the answer to number 1 is 14. So if we want to read about sea turtles, we would turn ahead to page 14 and start reading there. Number 2, now they're flipping it around. They want to know what's the name of the story that begins on page 38. So I'm going to come over here and follow the page numbers down till we find number 38. And then I follow that across to find the name of the story. The story is The Wise Sailor. So that's what you would write here for number 2. Don't forget your capital letters and always space between your words. There we go. The Wise Sailor. And then number 3, it says how many stories are about lighthouses. So you're going to read, look again quickly like you're doing a word search, looking for the word lighthouse. See if any of those stories have lighthouse. So right now I want you to look through there, see if you can find any that talk about a lighthouse. You should find more than one. Let's see. How many did you find? Did you find 2? Well, if you look down, we go all the way down looking for the word lighthouse. Oh, here we come across Lighthouse Girl. And the next story also mentions a lighthouse. So there are 2 stories about lighthouses. The next question says, to what page would you turn to find a story about something very valuable? So look through here. Which one of these stories mentions something valuable? I'll give you a little bit of time to read through that on your own. See if you can find it. What's another word for something valuable? Okay, it doesn't use the word valuable, but it's talking about something valuable. So we look through here and we come across, oh, here's one called Treasure in the Cove, right? A treasure is something valuable. And if I follow the line across, I see that it begins on page 30. So the answer to number 4 is 30, page 30. Number 5 says, what do you think the last page number of The Wise Sailor is? Well, we know that the table of contents only lists the first page, but if we kind of think about it a little bit, if The Wise Sailor starts on page 38, think about when does the next story start? The next story starts on 42. So if I think that way and I go back, what page was probably the last page of the Wise Sailor? It would have been the page right before that. So 42, what number comes right before 42? It would be 41. So it would be, logically, we'd say it would probably start on page 41 if the next story starts on 42. So it's kind of wanting us to think a little bit. That's always good, right? To make us think. The next part is a challenge section. It says, how many books can you find that have a table of contents? Write the names of those books